a message from a dissident in Vietnam through our Potok friends, wanting to let you know that they say that this is the message read, we are not afraid of being imprisoned. We are afraid when we do not have support from anyone. So with that said, I'd like to ask you, what is your plan in terms of visiting the dissidents' families or the dissidents in prison? And you know, like Đinh Nguyên Khai, he's a very young, 24 years old college student who's now in 10 years in prison. And Phương Uyên is about 21, and she's in 6-year prison. And then so we have, and then other young people from the Catholic community, from the Christian community, the 14, 16 youth, young adults that have been in prison up to 8 years. So what is your plan to visit these families and giving them hope, giving the dissidents hope that they are not alone? And then, so you know, that's a Brotherhood for Democracy group is developing, and they want to make a difference, and they need support. So what is your plan to help the movement in Vietnam, knowing that they are not alone? And then I will be asking my question with Congress later.
We have not forgotten the people who have been put in prison for their political views in Vietnam. We know who they are, and we raise their cases with the Vietnamese government at every opportunity. So they should not feel like they're being left alone or ignored. We know who they are. We raise their cases with the Vietnamese regularly, persistently. On the subject of visiting, we do visit the families of people who are in prison. In fact, when our Deputy Assistant Secretary for Human Rights, Dan Baer, conducted the Human Rights Dialogue in Hanoi in April, all of you heard in the news that he'd been prevented from meeting with 2 activists, including Nguyen Van Dai. But what he also did was visit the families of Yu Kai and Lê Quoc Quan. So we do that, and particularly the Consulate General in Saigon does that. They're very active. Now, a lot of people have asked me why I don't visit people in prison. And the answer is, if I thought it would help them, I'd do it. But these cases are very sensitive. This is a question of tactics, and I believe that there may be a place for a tactic like visiting, for me to visit a dissident in prison, but to date, I have not felt that that tactic would help them or that it would work. So bear with me, bear with me. I'm out there working on this, but sometimes we might have different views about what tactics are appropriate or what tactics are most effective.